G'day guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm gonna do my Uneekor Eye Mini review. And the reason I didn't do this earlier on is because I really wanted to know this unit. I wanna know the ins and outs of it. I wanna know what it's like actually using this product as a user. Someone who's gonna use this thing day in, day out. What are all the flaws? What are the good things? What are the bad things? I will get into all of that in this review. First off, I wanna say, I did buy this unit with my own money, so I'm not tied to Uneekor whatsoever, so I can speak freely about this product. I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to give you my honest review right now of this unit after owning it for a few weeks. And like I said, first off, if I did this review, like I said, when I first got it, I would have said this thing is incredible. It's amazing, it's perfect, everyone get one. And I do see a lot of those reviews on YouTube of this unit. People get them, they use them for a day, they use them for a minute, and then they say, this thing is amazing, everyone should have one, it works perfectly. I'm here to tell you right now, in its current state, this thing is not perfect. It's far from perfect. It's not horrendous, but I feel like it has a lot of work, a lot of software work. I feel like there's a fair bit of work that Uneekor needs to do with the software to get this thing up to scratch. So first off, I'm going to start with the hardware. So first off, I'm going to start by going through the Uneekor manual. I'm going to basically brush over everything that they say and then give my thoughts on that. And then later in the video, I'm going to give all my bad points, everything I don't like, and then I'll talk about everything I do like. So first off, in the Uneekor manual, it talks about the specifications and it talks about the actual impact. So first off, in the Uneekor manual, it talks about the specifications and it talks about the actual hitting zone that you get from this thing. The actual hardware is beautiful. It looks beautiful. It looks like a quality product. All the materials that they use for construction, they look like a solid quality material. The hitting zone is quite big and it's definitely a little bit bigger than my Foresight GC2 hitting area, which is nice because then I can get a bit more use, a bit more life out of my hitting strips. So I do like the overall hardware. It feels and looks like a quality product, and the actual hitting zone is quite big. The other thing is you don't have to use marked balls. You don't have to use RCT balls. You can use any golf ball and this unit will pick up on it. They do have a lot of other compatible products like the balance optics, like the balance optics and the swing optics. I do, in the future, I'd love to test these things out. But at this point in time, I'm still considering whether I'm going to keep this unit, to be honest. I've seen a few things that I'll get into later in the video that just make me think, I just don't know if this unit is for me. So looking over the hardware, like I said, it is beautiful. It's got an amazing e-ink screen. It looks really good. You can see it clearly in the sunlight and also indoors. All of the buttons are really nice and very responsive. It's got the 2 high-speed cameras with the infrared sensors, and that's all I'm going to talk on hardware. It's a nice feeling device. The pairing process. So with pairing this thing, it was a little finicky. I downloaded the Uneekor launcher and stepped through the process. It wasn't the easiest thing to do. With my Foresight, and the GC3 is the same, it works by Bluetooth. So you turn Bluetooth on your computer, you connect it, it's done. It's really simple. Using the Uneekor launcher and having this thing hardwired to your computer or to your internet, there is a way to do it with Wi-Fi, but then you're taking up your Wi-Fi receiver on your computer, which I didn't want to do. So I had to hardwire it to my internet. So I ended up getting a Wi-Fi extender for my garage just so I could get an Ethernet port in here to hardwire this thing. So not the easiest thing to do, but it's doable. If I can do it, then anyone can get this thing hooked up and going. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is the alignment process. I do really love the alignment process. It does make it easy. And that's the good thing about this device versus the GC2. With this software alignment, you 100% know that this thing is aligned. So really, really big positive with the alignment process. That's what you're always concerned about with these devices, whether it's the radar-based units or, the photometric-based units. Alignment is key. If you don't have it aligned correctly, then your data is going to be off. So knowing that this thing is 100% aligned correctly is huge. Let's talk about the Uneekor launcher. So the Uneekor launcher itself it's not the best, to be honest. On my computer, it's very slow and it's very, not not buggy, but sometimes I have to force close it and restart it a few times to actually get it to connect. So the Uneekor launcher itself, I feel like it needs a little bit of work as well. Connecting up to an iPad or iPhone is actually really easy. I do like this with the unit. It has a QR scope. It has a QR scanner on the actual e-ink display, and you just scan it with your device and it connects up. It's actually a seamless process, so that is really good. So connecting it up to an iPad or iPhone is actually really good. Really simple to do. One thing that they do mention in the actual manual is that you need to make sure the Eye Mini is placed on a level surface. So if it's placed on an angle, then it's going to affect the vertical launch angle and all the metrics that you're going to get. So you really have to keep this thing level, which makes me wonder whether this thing has an accelerometer in it. And if it doesn't, then why? Because if you're going to use this thing on the driving range, odds are you're not going to have a perfectly level lie. So just something like an accelerometer in this, just as an extra bit of hardware, I mean, they're cheap, they're in your phone. It wouldn't be that much to add. I think that, I mean, that's something that I just question as well. Why not just add something in there that can just, you know, zero out the tilt electronically? And so you're not going to have to be so worried about placing this on a perfectly level surface. Maybe it does have that. And reading through the manual, I couldn't get that answer, but all it says in here is it says, caution, ensure the Eye Mini is placed on a level surface. If placed on an angle, the ball will fly at an angle that it's tilted to. So that to me reads as if this thing doesn't have an accelerometer built into it. Okay, let's talk about the club stickers. So the club stickers themselves, they do go through it in the manual. It's actually really easy to line these things up and put them on your clubs. However, looking at the club data, I'll get into this later, again, it didn't seem consistent to me. So we'll get more into that later, but you do have to use club stickers with this device if you want your club metrics. Which is, I guess, a big selling point of this unit. The reason you get this, say, over a GC2 or something that doesn't give you club data is because you want that club data. We're all trying to get better. We're all trying to improve. So having that club data is vital. Having accurate club data is vital. So we do want it to be accurate and consistent. Okay, so that's everything in the manual. Now I'm going to talk about this as a user, as someone who's used this product. I bought it with my own money. What experience are you going to get with this unit? So first off, when I got it, I set this thing up. Like I said, it feels quality. The alignment process is simple. I started hitting shots. It was registering everything. And I thought, great, I've finally found a device that is going to suit my needs. I'm getting club data. I'm getting ball data. This is fantastic. That lasted for about 2 days, maybe a day. And then I started seeing some weird misreads with this unit. And I started seeing, especially with the driver, I was getting ridiculous backspin, but also ridiculous side spin. Now I'm coming from my GC2, which is extremely consistent. It's extremely consistent with ball speed. And I can honestly say, hand on heart, I've probably only had 1 or 2 misreads in the whole time I've had it. And even now thinking about it, I can't really think about any misreads other than when I had reflective tape on my shoes. That was what caused the GC2 to have some misreads. As soon as I change shoes, I've 0 issues. So like I said, with the Uneekor Eye Mini, I've been seeing some really random shots. I'll put some on screen. So the first one I'll put up is a shot that carried 221. It had 157.8 ball speed. Look at the backspin though. The total spin is 5,282, which is just ridiculous. And the spin axis was 34.2 left. So this thing hooked off the planet. I don't think I could even do that with a driver if I tried. If I had 100 shots and I tried to do that, I don't think I could replicate that. So this was 100% a misread. If you look at my club path, it's reading as 1 degree left. So a pretty neutral path. And this thing's just hooked off the planet. These are the kind of shots that I've been seeing probably, I'm going to say once every 18 holes when I play GS Pro, or even on the View software. Once in 18 holes, I'll see this, which is not a good strike rate. So there's 14 holes on a course typically that you'd use a driver, and I'm seeing one of these every round I play. I do have a TaylorMade Sim driver, a Sim 2 driver. I've put black vinyl tape on the actual end of the club head to try and negate any reflections. I've put black tape on my shoes. I mean, all of this stuff I didn't have to do with my GC2. I'm using the same shoes that I used with my GC2, the ones that didn't cause the issue with the GC2. I've got black tape on so much stuff and I'm just going, hang on a minute. This unit is you know, in Australia, $8,000. So I got it on sale, and there is a Uneekor sale going on at the making of this video, but still, I shouldn't be seeing these sort of misreads from a unit that's this expensive, and it's happening a lot. Okay, this was another drive I hit, and I actually got the video off the Uneekor, the View software. This drive reported as 162 ball speed, 115 club speed, the backspin was 2400, but this says that it sliced off the planet. So the right spin was 1804. If you look at my actual club path, it's neutral. It's 0.1 degree to the right. And if you look at the actual video, I will play the video, you can clearly see the golf ball. If anything, it has a bit of a draw axis. So it's gonna draw. So these are the kind of shots that I've been seeing with driver. Another thing that I've been noticing with driver as well, and I've put out a video on this already, ball speeds. Ball speeds and club speeds are just not correct, in my opinion. I'll link the video that I did with my comparison to all my other units. I am going to compare this unit to a GC3. If I haven't done this when this video is released, I will be doing that in the future. I'm going to compare this thing to a GC3. I'm going to do my normal test where I step through my bag from my 60-yard shots all the way through to driver, and I'm going to compare and really dig into the details, and especially the ball speed with driver, because I personally feel like this thing underreports ball speed with driver. And that's exactly what I've seen against all my other units, and it's exactly what I saw when Mr. Short Game put it up against the TrackMan 4. Accuracy with data, I'm going to have to say, this thing is not that accurate right now. Club speeds are too quick, ball speeds are too slow, in my opinion, with driver. The irons, they're pretty good. The numbers are pretty good, and I saw that in my test, and I've seen that with Mr. Short Game's test with the TrackMan. The irons seem to be pretty good. Woods and drivers, they're not. And what happens when those numbers get skewed, when those numbers aren't correct, is the smash factor number becomes absolutely useless, because the smash factor number is just a ratio between club speed and ball speed. So ball speed divided by club speed gives you your smash factor number. 1.5 is a perfect drive. It's almost unattainable. That is a perfect ratio for a drive. And you're talking PGA Tour players here. It's the centeredness of contact. It's the driver efficiency. Some of the drives that I hit really well, and bear in mind, I used to be a pro golfer. I used to do this for a living. I'm nowhere near as good as I was when I was playing. I acknowledge that, but I know what a good drive feels like. I've been doing this for a little bit. When I hit a solid drive that I feel is absolutely perfect, and then I see a smash factor number of 1.38, 1.39, it's just wrong. So the club speed is too quick and the ball speed is too low, in my opinion, with driver and the woods. So when you're buying a unit that's this expensive, where the metrics aren't correct, it just really makes me think, is it something that I want to actually keep? The next thing I'm going to talk about is the actual support and Uneekor just as a company. So speaking as someone in Australia, I reached out to Uneekor Direct and tried to get some support for all of this. I've been sending through all of my reports. Any bad shot that I hit, I'll send it through the Uneekor View software. They do have a feedback section, which is good. However, when I contacted them from Australia, they basically told me they can't help me. And fair enough, it's a different company that I dealt with, that I bought this thing from in Australia. But at the end of the day, it is a reseller of Uneekor products. So I think Uneekor should actually care when a customer is having issues with their product. When I contacted the company in Australia, they were really helpful. The guys there were awesome, and they helped me, and they actually hooked up Uneekor direct to my computer to do some diagnostics. So I can't say enough about Golf Sim Australia, who I bought this product from. Marcus at Golf Sim Australia, really, really helpful, and got back to me straight away, and then got Uneekor directly to look at my computer. So in terms of support, I'm going to have to give them a thumbs up, because that sort of support that I got from Golf Sim Australia was absolutely fantastic. I haven't yet received the feedback from that consultation. I am still waiting to hear back from that. Just while I'm on the topic of support as well, and this is something that I think Rapsodo does really, really well, and I'm going to give them props for this, because Rapsodo directly connect with their customers. There's a Facebook group, which they run. It's the official Rapsodo page. And Justin, one of the guys that works for Rapsodo, will speak directly to the customers, directly to the consumers. He'll update them on what's going on. He'll give them updates on whether they're having issues with chipping, for instance. He was the guy who directly said they acknowledged the chipping issues and they're working on it. As a customer now, as a consumer, I have that information, and now I'm a lot less hesitant to move this product on because I know that they're working on the issues on the actual unit. Uneekor doesn't have that relationship with its customers, not that I've seen. I have no idea what they're working on. And as someone who's bought this unit with their own money and I see all these issues, I don't know whether Uneekor are addressing these issues. I don't know whether they're looking into the club and ball speeds. If they could come out with a statement saying, hey, we acknowledge these things are wrong and we're working on them to improve this product, that would put me at ease, because then I know that they're actually working on some of the things that I personally think are wrong. And if they don't think there's any issues, then come out with a statement or make it known to your customers what you're working on, what you're developing, what you're planning on releasing next. On the Uneekor Facebook group, there's a lot of people talking about club and ball speed issues. So it would be good if someone from Uneekor could at least acknowledge that, jump on and give us a Soldier's 5 and just say, hey, this is what we're working on. We acknowledge these issues and we're looking to rectify those problems. That I think would be huge. And I think that's probably something that's missing from Uneekor that I wish was there. Okay, let's talk about some good stuff now. There was a lot of negative stuff there. Let's talk about some actual good, positive stuff that Uneekor can provide. The first thing is right behind me, you can see GS Pro. Uneekor as a company has partnered with GS Pro, so you don't have to use a third-party connector. You do get support if you're having troubles connecting to GS Pro. I have not had any issues connecting with GS Pro. This thing connects up and it works perfectly. Another positive thing with the Uneekor Eye Mini, the putting horizontal launch angle is amazing. Coming from the Foresight on slow putts would read up to 3-4 degrees left and right. The slow speed putts, the Foresight GC2 really struggled with those slow speed putts. The putting mode on the Uneekor Eye Mini is absolutely incredible. It's super accurate and it is probably my favorite feature of this whole unit. Another really big positive of this unit is the view software. The actual camera that you get, the replay in the bottom right hand corner of shots, it's just absolutely incredible. I'm going to hit a couple of shots now and just show you exactly what I mean. If you haven't seen my videos before, then I guess this will be new to you, but I've got the GS Pro driving range. I'm loading that up now. And then I'll also have my Uneekor software there in the background, the view software running that's going to send all the data through to GS Pro. So I'm going to hit a shot now. And for the purpose of this, we will just hit a 7-iron. Oh, it was a stiff swing, but not a bad shot. Okay, so as you can see, it's instant. It goes off into the GS Pro world instantly. And that's another big positive about this. Because we have an actual direct connector, the shot, as soon as you hit it, you look up and the ball's already going in the GS Pro world. It is instant. Okay, I've just switched views so you guys can really see this. This is what I'm talking about. You get this club data in the bottom left-hand corner there. You can see your path, you can see your side spin, but this impact vision is just absolutely amazing. And this is one of my favorite features about this device. You can see the club coming in. You can see exactly on the club face where the impact was. I mean, that is just incredible. And then you can see the ball go off. You can see the spin axis there. I didn't have the ball lined up. Usually I put the Titleist or the Pro V1 logo so I can actually see the spin axis. I didn't have it lined up that time. But I mean, that is just incredible. And the best thing about this is you do have this exact view even on the iPad software. You can be on the driving range and you can have this on your iPad and you can see exactly where on the club face you hit it. You can see if you duff the shot. It's just so cool. The view software is a positive in itself. I mean, all of this stuff. Now, this driver where it says driver medium there in the orange, I'll tick that. I was just playing GS Pro, so I've hit a mixture of clubs within that, but I can go into this other stuff. I can look at the actual ball flight of that single shot. I can look at all of the shots that I've just hit, The one in yellow is the shot, the 7-iron I just hit that's highlighted, but you get exactly a side profile so you can see your apex of all your shots, you can see how far they've all gone. You can go down into this group section and you can select that and you can see all the groups. Now, if I would have selected the individual club that I was hitting, they would all be in nice, neat groups because I've just hit different clubs and just kept the same club on here. It's a bit of a mix. But I mean, this is just absolutely fantastic. You've got the club impact vision with all your metrics. If you get these swing optics, and you can buy cameras that can hook into this, you can actually get slow motion swings on this software. I mean, you can draw lines, you can do analysis. This is great coaching software. Then you've got below it, you can compare swings. And then when you go to this shot section, you get a table view here of data, which I absolutely love. The only other software that I'd say rivals this is Awesome Golf, the way they lay it out. I think the way Awesome Golf does it is absolutely amazing, but I think this view software might be the new king of analysis for me. I mean, the way this is laid out is just absolutely fantastic. Then you get a numbers page where you can just go and see your numbers on a big view. This is going to be perfect for the driving range where you can see your ball flight, but you just want to get the data, the numbers. So this view software is absolutely fantastic. Big positive of the Uneekor, I guess, ecosystem. What other options do you get? So you get Refine Plus, you get Refine, you do get a license. I think it's a 30-day free trial of Refine. To be honest, I think there's a reason Uneekor partnered with GS Pro because they know it's so good. Their Refine software at the moment, in my opinion, doesn't stack up to GS Pro. GS Pro is just absolutely amazing, but you do get a trial license of the Refine software. And then the other option you get is this third-party connector. Now, the third-party connector is a lot less intense on your system. So even with my powerful gaming laptop, it's got an RTX 3060 graphics card, a Core i7 processor. Running View software with GS Pro and then running OBS, trying to screen record everything, it does cause my system to bog down. So what I've had to do is use this third-party connector to actually get the shot data into GS Pro instead of having the View software open. The con of this is that you're not going to get your club path data. For some reason, this third-party connector doesn't give you club path data in GS Pro. To get club path data, you have to run View in the background and then have GS Pro running as well. And when you do, you'll get this little GS Pro V2 blue pop-up there just at the top of the window. But when you do have it running, what you can see there in the top right-hand corner is club path 3.2 into out, causing that draw shot. All right, guys, that is my review of the Uneekor Eye Mini so far. I guess from my point of view, I am going to be hypercritical of this thing. That's what I do. I love digging into these launch monitors. I love really putting them to the test. I will have a video either showing all of the data from the GC3 compared to this unit, or I'll just record it. It's going to be tough because I will be taking this unit into my friend's environment and setting them up side by side, so I don't have all my camera gear that I do at my house, but I will be doing a comparison with this unit compared to the Foresight GC3. So stay tuned for that because I'm really excited to see what I get with that test, especially with driver and fairway wood ball speeds. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, let me know. Any comments or questions, let me know down below and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.